Look who we got here, everybody.
Hey, it's me. I'm Corey. Hillyard.
Is it Hillyard or Hilliard?
Either or. It's surprising, like, how many hosts still get it wrong. Like, you have two options. I mean, you basically get the word hill and the word yard. Not hard to mess up. You probably learned them in kindergarten. But
do you think there's like a German Hank Hill named Hank Hilliard or Bobby Hilliard?
Probably. I am part German. I'm
yeah,
German
that's a
Irish.
total German name for sure,
Yeah.
man.
There probably is he uses propane for his bratwurst.
Yes, sir. I don't know, man. I mean, there could be a German Hank Hill somewhere.
Yeah, he probably worked on some propane items in the 40s. Oh, hope no one got that. Are we live?
We are live.
We are live. Yeah, I do stand up, so that was a joke.
This just in, Corey Hilliard canceled for anti-Semitism.
Yeah, it's okay. I have a new bit where I'm like, I do something in like a Jewish accent. I'm like, I can do that. I was raised Irish Jewish.
Irish Jewish?
Yeah, my family controlled all of the potatoes.
Really? Wait.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
That's my humor.
I know you pretty well, but I don't know you extremely well to the point where I'm like, who knows where some of these people have done, or what if some of these people have done in their time before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my stand-up's very inauthentic. Like,
I love your stand-up, actually. Like, it's so, like, why I fell in love with you in the first place, you know, not only because I love your energy, but I can tell not only you're passionate, but you are a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So am I. I'm a huge fan of comedy. Like, you don't see me at a lot of mics because I'm usually pretty busy, but you're always promoting mics. You're always, going to them because you work at Side Splitters, right?
Yeah. So I'm at the new Wesley Chapel location. They've been open a year and a half, and it's been a fun experience.
Has it really been? I thought they've been around for a while.
Yeah, it was September of 2021. I want to say like mid-September they opened. So,
no shit, really?
Yeah.
2021
for the Wesley Chapel location.
I feel like they've been around for a while because I mean I know Side Splitters has been around for the one in Tampa.
Yeah, as long as I've known.
Yeah, I mean
like 90s.
I would say so.
Yeah,
I mean like a lot of like the comedians that got their rise down here, like Bert and Jim Brewer and I even Chappelle. I think he even kind of got like his sort of start, kind of because I mean he's from DC. You know, I'm not gonna get into Chappelle lore right now. I mean, I would, but I mean, I don't know Chappelle lore.
Yeah, I don't know it either, so that's good that we're not on that subject. I just know, like, I love this show and his album Killing Him Softly. Like, in high school, my buddy in his car, it just sat in there and we listened to it over and over again.
When the Clayton Bigsby bit came out, yeah, literally all me and my idiot friends back in middle school, we used to just say, Woogie Boogie. I'm not saying anything else after that, but
yeah.
Oh shit, man. You wanted me to ask you questions, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
I totally forgot to write them down.
Oh, okay. I can go ahead. I remember, like, so the one story I did want to tell. So I work at a comedy club, and then like Scotty said, I'm a huge comedy fan, and I mean it shows like. So I do sound there sometimes, but I mostly do box office, which I prefer because when my shift is over, I can just go right in and watch the entire show. So some weekends, I'll watch the same headliner do like 3 or 4 sets and see how they deal with every different crowd. And just like, so I see so many things. It's to the point where I'm almost like numb to it, but I wanted to like scream out loud during Sean Finnerty's set last week because so I have to go to the week before. So it's the same show, Saturday night, 9:30. We have a headliner. His name's DJ Demirs. He's a French-Canadian guy. I think he was on America's Got Talent or one of those shows.
Okay.
And he had his entire headline set was a story about how he had to like him and his wife had trouble like reproducing or getting pregnant, so they had to go through like that whole scientific ways of doing it.
Really?
And like at some point he branched off and was doing crowd work on circumcision. And this lady in the crowd, it got to a point where a lady in the crowd told the story where only one of her 2 sons is circumcised.
Oh, that bitch.
And, like, the reasoning was the most fucked up, though. Like, so the reasoning, you were thinking, oh, maybe, like, it just didn't go right for the first son. No, the second son, the Super Bowl was going to start. I didn't want to miss it. So she didn't go through the circumcision of her second born.
What a fucking asshole. Like,
I know.
how do you bless two and then curse one? Like,
Right?
I'm not against any. I mean, look, if you're uncircumcised, that's fine. But I mean, like, if you are planning to circumcise all your kids, circumcise all of them.
I'm
please.
pro-Semite, so like definitely circumcised. But so that's the first half of this story. So the second story, or the second half. So 1 week later, Saturday show, 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Sean Finnerty, great headliner, Irish guy.
Yeah.
Great crowd work guy. Does so many things awesome. So he's doing crowd work. There were two brothers. One had left to the bathroom, and foreskin and circumcision got brought up again.
Oh my God.
And he's asking the one, he's talking about the one brother's not circumcised, and then he went to ask, is the other one? And he's like, then he stops and says, like, why would I ask that? Who would only circumcise one kid? And I'm the only person in the room that's like, I know the one, I know it. And I couldn't, like, I was turning purple, like I wanted to. This one time I want to yell out in a comedy show, and I work at a club, I know not to do it. I was like, oh man, Sean, you don't understand. We had one. And it's funny, the Super Bowl.
Did you tell him, like, after?
I forgot to, because honestly, like, Sean's a great guy, but like if I had one like conversation with him after the show, I was gonna be going out till like 3. It's just he's one of those guys he's the nicest guy, but like I did not want to stay out till bar closed that night, so I was like, I'm gonna avoid Sean. I love him. But the night before it was St. Patty's Day, and we went out and closed one of the bars together.
That was fun.
And he was like wondering, he's like, man, I should go up to tell people I'm Irish because they won't believe me. Like, I'm actually from Ireland. No one will believe me.
Yeah, I've done that before because I can do a pretty good Irish accent a little bit there. And I remember I told people I'm from Dublin, and they were like, wow, can I buy you a shot? I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah, nice.
No. Speaking of Irish, I like. Years ago, like 9 years ago, I remember I was in Gainesville, up in college town. A lot of fun, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We're at this one bar. I believe we were at Balls. That's the name of the bar. You ever been to Gainesville before?
I've been to Gainesville. I don't remember. I'm always like I've never not had a drink in my hand in that town.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not a Gator fan, but Gainesville's fun.
Yeah, I like the experience.
Of course. So we're there. There's this guy just hanging out, and then me and my friends just were like, hey, let's see what this guy's up to. Let's see if he's cool. So we went up to him. He's from Ireland. I think his name was fucking like Jason or something like that. I'm like, oh, what a horrible Irish name. It's not even Irish. It's Jewish. And so then we're just hanging out, whatever the fuck. And then my buddy was like, I want to buy this guy an Irish car bomb. I didn't stop him. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna stop you. Go right ahead. Buy this guy an Irish car bomb. Let's see what happens. Goes up to the guy. Yo, let me buy an Irish car bomb. Fucker slaps him with backhand. Ooh. And he's just like, you the fucking cunt. Don't ever tell me to ask me to buy you an Irish car bomb, you fucking asshole. And then he just paid his tab and walked out. He's like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, you do realize in Ireland they have this thing called the IRA. Which blow up cars and stuff back in the 80s and the 90s, and I think they still do it. It's like a terrorist group.
Yeah,
Christian.
They're the original Bloods and the Crips, folks.
Basically,
that's where that business model came from. From Ireland to the Irish.
To the Irish.
Yeah, to the Irish. So rappers, you're not original.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't.
No, I like the Irish. And speaking of faking accents, my brother told me a good story one time when he used to travel a lot. He went to I can't remember if he was in Montreal or if he was in Paris for this one, but he was there with like some people that he like met, and they're all from like different countries. One obviously from Paris, one another from like Czech Republic or whatever the hell. Then there was these American girls that were there hanging out. When American girls are traveling, they automatically get stupider, especially when they're around people that's foreign. So my brother, I'm sorry, the friends my brother were with were Australian.
Ooh.
So my brother, his friends were like, dude, like, pretend to be Aussie. And so my brother's like, I can do a pretty good Australian accent. So he's just like, yeah, he's faking an Australian accent the entire time. While these girls are like, yeah, they weren't even asking any questions. They just assumed my brother was Australian along with these guys. And then finally they're like drunk, and then the girls were like, can you guys do like other accents? And then they're like, this guy over here could do an American accent. And my brother's like, oh, hold on, let me try there. Hi, how are you? I'm from Boynton. And
I love
I love you, brother.
I love whenever people do American, like when other people, like people from other countries, do American accents and like just butcher us. I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Have you seen the ones of the Harry Potter cast doing American accents?
No, but I got to see that.
this was years ago. This was like when I think the last movie had just come out. Well, like it's over 10 years ago, and they're like, "All right, read this," and like Tom Felton, the guy who played Malfoy, was like, "Oh yeah, I like the Jersey Shore, man," and stuff. Or it's like Snooki's so hot. I'm like, ew, Snooki's not hot at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What kind of accent can you do?
I can't do accents or impressions, but like I still try, and I think that's part of my charm. Like failing at it is just as fun.
Yeah, I've always for some reason been stupidly good at doing like accents and impressions. Like, I mean, you know my infamous Gilbert Gottfried one I do here and there. Yeah, it's
that's
like
a good one.
Oh, I'm enjoying this White Claw here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have that talent, I guess. I can't do anybody or any accent.
I don't know, man. Like I'll hear it in my ear, and then I'll kind of like just run with it a little bit, and I don't know, just try to match pitch because I'm also a singer as well too. I used to sing a lot when I was a lot younger, and I'll still sing like car karaoke or karaoke. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like trained or anything.
Did you used to play in a band or anything?
Yeah,
I can tell the comedians that have past experience being on stage.
Well, like, I was also an actor as well too. Okay. I used to do a lot of like theater work.
So you probably don't get nervous at all going up, or
when there's like no one in the crowd, I'm nervous as shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I feel that.
But like when it's a full crowd, I'm like, let's go, because if I don't make them laugh, I'm gonna make them laugh over there. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But when it's like, you know, I don't know, like maybe 8 other comics, four people sitting down over there that are actually wanting to watch the show. For instance, Soggy Bottom. Most of the time, people are in the back. You know, they're either old and they don't care about the comedy, and there's like a younger crowd that likes to watch the comedy here and there. And then there's like the regulars there that just love to hate us. Yeah, you know, and that's exactly what it is. And if there's any comedians that are in the chat, probably not. That's an open mic for you, you know, and you just got to get used to it until something magical happens. With you know.
I love that phase though. Like some of my favorite open mics are just going into like a dive bar where no one cares. Like the crowd is like mad that there's stand up going on, and like my humor is like off the wall. Like I don't even say coherent things that make sense. I just like to say random things that'll like freak people out and make them laugh. Like I have the one bit about the 4 corporations taking over. So I did it at this dive bar in Lakeland, and I'm like, we're getting taken over by 4 major corporations: Facebook, Pfizer, Amazon, and then originally I did Fazoli's. So I go Fazoli's, and you hear some redneck in the background go Fazoli's.
Oh, like talking about the pizza one? Yeah, I remember that.
All the comedians just died. Like no one laughed, but the comedians just understood how ridiculous that was.
It's like with the Epperson Lagoon thing, because I think one of the first times I ever saw you, like over a year ago, you were doing the Epperson Lagoon, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, it's funny. Like, it's really funny that you said, like, they literally built a man-made lake. Yeah. Or, I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, so...
Is it real?
Yeah, it is a real place. I can get blackout drunk and just walk there. It's like a 10-minute walk. The day I started that bit, like, I remember that morning, like, the news just sucked, and I'd been in Wesley Chapel for about a month, and I was just looking up stuff to do, and I see this thing called Epperson Lagoon, and I go to their Instagram page, and I'm like, this place is amazing. This is the best fake pool ever. It's like this beautiful, I mean, and just
so it's just a big pool?
7.5 acres. I forgot how many gallons of water it is, but like, it's just like fake trees, fake sand. They have like a swim up bar. Like the bit, like all the amenities are real.
Dude, I have to go. I need to go.
I wrote the bit there. Like I'm kind of like, you know how like people method act? I get into like method bits.
That's brilliant. Right
I wrote Epperson Lagoon at Epperson Lagoon. Like I forgot what else I've done like method wise. Like if there's a subject I don't know a lot but I'm fascinated about it, I'll just immerse myself in it.
I love that. I respect the shit out of that, dude. That's so funny. Like, yeah, it's just. I feel like, you know, whenever you're on stage, people like they definitely, you know, veer towards you, but sometimes they're also kind of like. Whoa! Yeah, it's kind of with me too. I mean, I definitely in my early bits, I definitely made a lot of people feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, like if you're able to bring them back, I'd prefer have the ability to kind of push them away a little bit because it's just more fun. I like seeing the emotional range of a human being on stage.
Yeah, definitely I think one of the toughest crowds I ever did. I played a show in Orlando. My old band, actually, funny enough, they're doing a show and they're like, let's try this out. Let's see how comedy can work in a metal environment. And I'm like, oh god. And so I did like 30 minutes, which it was pretty good. Like first thing I got up, I was just like, all right, we got a metal crowd here. Can you hear that, everybody? And they're just like so, and then I don't know, just started really just playing with the crowd. I was like, why? I'm like, what happened with like long hair metal guys? Now it's just like fucking shaved, neo-Nazi looking like metal guys, like, or even the dread ones too, back in the 90s with Korn and all them. Like, what happened to you guys?
Yeah,
like, you guys are gone. I don't know. I mean, metalheads, are you a big metalhead? Big metal guy?
I liked it growing up. I haven't dove into one genre of music ever, but I kind of like a little bit of everything. Like, so I'm 36. So when I was growing up, like, I loved Korn.
He's not lying, by the way. He's 36 years old.
Korn is a classic. Like, Got the Life. Like, when music videos,
great song, yeah.
When music videos were a big thing, like, I guess they might be still, but I have a hard time picturing that.
Yeah, they are, but
you just can go on YouTube and watch it at will.
Exactly.
And
I mean,
these kids don't understand.
MTV only plays music like early in the morning when no one watches.
Yeah, if you wanted to see a certain song or video, you had to wake up like before school and you had to watch that certain block between like 7 and 8 or 6 and 7, and you could see that.
Well, back in the 80s, MTV was strictly music television. All they did was just play, sexy metal bands with sexy, chicks washing cars, with Whitesnake in the background. That's basically it. Now, it's, I mean, they have music videos, but most of the time they're, most of them are homemade, which is actually kind of impressive.
It is
like Post Malone's first White Iverson. He did that all in like a couple hours.
Wow,
all he did was like get like an iPhone, just filmed it. And he like had a friend who had a bunch of Rolls Royces. They're just doing burnouts in the desert.
Wow.
And the dude's got like his that video is way, it has more views than my entire lifetime on my channel. I got like 70 million views on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, and that song was so good.
It is a good song,
so
man.
we might not have Post Malone without that type of like.
It's
way to get through. That's why I got into comedy a little more. I saw my first YouTube special.
Because of Post Malone?
Yeah, no, just because of people, like, the fact that you can be good at something and just put it on YouTube, and if it's good enough, people will watch, and you will get out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of like, Field of Dreams,
If you build
they will come. It's like, building like a YouTube channel, people will come. If you build a good repertoire of comedy, people will come back and watch it, and I think that's fucking awesome right there.
Oh, it's amazing. So when I originally got into stand-up because I actually wanted to do podcasting first.
Podcasting is fun.
I would love to do it, but I hate like talking into the abyss. Like, I can't practice my stand-up alone. I'll get through one line and be like, oh, I hate the way I said that.
Well, that's why I love Tim Dillon. Because Tim Dillon he's one of the best ranters. I listen to his show all the time. He'll talk just an hour straight, just about whatever's on his mind, and he can write like 8 bits about it on stage, and he's brilliant. And Bill Burr too,
same
man.
Thing, yeah. But Bill Burr's crazy. What I love about Tim Dillon, he kind of inspires my type of humor, is he can pivot from light to dark quick.
Oh, easy.
He had an advertisement for the Helix mattress. And this is kind of like the spirit of Epperson Lagoon kind of came from something similar to this. But he's advertising his mattress. He's like, it's so comfortable. You're gonna sleep through the economy crashing. And then like it keeps getting darker and darker. And near the end, it's like, you're gonna sleep through the missiles that are coming from China. And then there's a pause, and he's like, go to helixsleep.com and pick out the mattress that fits you the best. I'm like, oh my god, that's perfect.
Yeah, like
it's so funny.
I guess you could say when it comes to comedy, like I have like just a big repertoire of just people who I admire and love. Like I love one-liners.
Me too.
I love stories, and even just rants in general. Dude, oh my god, like I take inspiration from like Joey Diaz to Rodney Dangerfield, because I love self-deprecating is like some of the funniest shit, because I mean there are comedians that I know, which I respect as well too. Like there's some good friends of mine that they're like, I will never make fun of myself, and I'm just like, personally, I mean, I feel like if you're gonna do jokes and tell jokes and like tell jokes about other people, I think you should make fun of yourself first.
It's a good. It's you can do it too much too. I can't stand the comedians that all they do is they just like self-deprecate. And
well, I'm not the ones that's like. I mean, other than the joke where I talk about like, oh, better help, I'm gonna kill myself. But
I mean, like that's their only subject matter. I hate myself. That one, I think it's good. I mean, self-deprecation is like it's like a weapon because sometimes, in order to go dark a little bit, you have to hit yourself first, so that people are open up to you being more humanized. Like I think if you come off pretentious on stage, and then have opinions, that's where people grow to dislike you.
Oh yeah, dude, I was wuss growing up. I was picked on, and because I was the kind of kid, I would get messed with. I would forget what a joke was, and I would take it to heart, and I would cry a lot. I was a big pussy, I feel like, that's a lot of mostly comedians I know, like a lot of them, either were a lot were bullied, a lot of them were abused, unfortunately. A lot of them had like really shitty upbringings. I didn't have a shitty upbringing at all. I had a great family, of course, but like, it's just like I had my personal issues that I dealt with, and then I'm like, oh, I can just turn those into jokes and fuck with other people, It's like, oh, and then there you go. Exactly. Yeah. And plus, like I said, I got into the arts as well, too, because, I was kind of stuck. I mean, I really didn't know, like, what, I mean, thank God for my parents. They're like, oh, let's have them try this. Let's have them try that. They wanted me to stay busy as much as I can, so that way I could obviously just, I guess you can say, expand my repertoire.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh yeah, I wish I would have gotten into the arts more growing up. That's the one thing like I didn't like about education growing up was it was so focused on subjects, and I had so many interests out. And I was a great student. I had that like close to a 4.0. I had a free ride through college and everything.
Really?
But I wanted to do theater.
Did you grow up in Florida?
Yeah, I grew up in Lakeland.
Oh, you grew up in Lakeland? Okay,
yeah, it's as Florida as it gets. I mean, dead center.
Oh, yeah. I grew up on Ocala, man. That's North Center. That's like just a couple hours, like an hour away from Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, Ocala.
That's Ocala, horse country, baby.
Especially like my least favorite thing about Ocala is anytime I drive like up north to like Georgia or North Carolina, the ride back, it's always 2 extra hours when you get stuck in Ocala, and I'm just like, why?
Well, Ocala, for some reason, I don't know why, it's starting to become kind of like a hub. Because, I mean, if you think about it, it is an hour from Orlando, 2 hours from Tampa. It's like, oh, people can, like, live there a little cheaper. Well, in certain spots. Ocala can be kind of expensive, too. Then again, Florida can be kind of expensive, basically. I mean,
anywhere at this point.
Exactly. Because, I mean, the Great Florida migration,
I know. Thanks, Ron, for keeping us open. I'm saying that sarcastically, but I did love, like, Peak Delta just doing stand-up in front of, like, 3 people. It's, like, not caring.
I got into stand-up, like, after Delta, like right when Omicron was becoming like the cool thing, and then Omicron kind of saved our asses.
Lakeland was ass backwards, so they had 4 weekly open mics like when the hospitals were full.
No shit. See, I didn't know. I was still up in Ocala when all this was going on. I didn't get into comedy till like I said, when I moved down here. Well, I mean, Ocala had a comedy scene. I mean, it has Bonkers up there in one of the bars. But, they only do, obviously, feature shows, which I understand. Yeah, they don't do open mics or anything like that. But they did have, like, a little comedy scene. The guy who was a stand-up, he owned a club, which, if you're a stand-up and you own a club, you better be good at it because...
That's why a lot of people, I think, get into owning clubs. It's like, that's how I can get booked. I'll do it.
No, I would... I remember Kevin Holly and I. Shout out to Kevin Holly. I love that guy so much. Yeah, he was like, dude, we should start a club. And then just host the entire time and do like bumping mics. And I said I would love that because I don't know, bumping mics, like just going out, just fucking with the crowd, or whatever. It's fun.
Have you heard of the comedy club down in Key West?
Which one?
I just know of the one. So Sean Finnerty told me about this one. So it's the owner. The owner was a former comedian, and like everyone that works there was a former comedian. So if you come down to headline, you don't get to bring anyone with you. You're the only person you're headlining, and then the whole staff does the rest of the show. And like I heard it's kind of okay, but it's just like I mean it's Key West and it's a blast down there. And the owner used to be like he almost made Comedy Central and all that.
No shit.
Yeah, so he's actually good at
You
stand-up.
know, I've actually never been to the Keys.
Me neither.
And I lived in Florida my entire life.
I would love to like I think that's part of the reason why I love stand-up right now is I just want to get to the point where I have to travel the whole state to do it.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I think it'll be fun, and like especially that's why I respect younger ones, like ones younger than I am, like they're like in their early 20s still, they've been doing it for a couple of years.
And they're like good, these Tampa guys.
Like Nate, the guy who was at
Roscoe, yeah.
Yeah. You just played, with Pat. Yeah, he's going on the road with Schaub in a couple months.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. And I told him, I said like, dude, like like a lot of us, I'm pushing 30, you're 36. I mean, like a lot of us guys, who. Obviously we got a lot of us have responsibilities. A lot of us have, jobs that we gotta obviously gotta make money somehow, and some of us have families. Luckily, we don't, yeah. But yeah, no, I respect those guys. Like even like the young guys down in St. Pete, like Bob and John and all them.
Yeah, they're
like those guys are gonna be headlining in a couple of years. And I know it.
And they all have good approaches to it.
Goddamn
the fact that I can get advice from them is great,
dude. And they're so good.
Our scene's good. The whole Tampa, St. Pete, it is a strong scene. And what I've noticed is because we were open sooner, like all of our comedians are pretty seasoned at this point.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of the country, when they had to shut down, you can tell some people are just like revving back up again. They're not quite there. Even when we first opened the new Side Splitters, it took a minute for anyone to even be good there.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Huh. Not like anyone was bad. I mean, it was a new club, figuring the things out.
I really need to get out there, man.
Yeah.
I've been emailing, all the emails, and they're like, "Oh, it's booked, but you can go to the Sunday one." And I'm like, I can't do the Sunday.
You can't do Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, I could, but like, I don't know how they work because like I'm not sure if it's like a raffle where they like where they do a Dunedin where they're like, "Oh, they pick you go on at this time," and I'm like, I just can't. If I had Mondays off, I would, but
they usually figure out the list order like right before the show starts.
Oh, okay.
So, but
yeah, I definitely want to check out.
That's a hit or miss mic too. I mean, I've probably the mics I've bombed the worst at have been both Side Splitters because sometimes there's just no crowd, and then you have all the good comedians in the back just like staring at you while you're like dying on stage. But they're character builders. Like I've just gotten to the point now where honestly, like a good bomb will like light a fire under my ass
easily.
So sometimes I welcome it.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, like. Like the times when I would bomb, Miranda would get more upset than I would. I'm like, look, like it's not a bad thing. Like I gotta work on this and reword a couple of things. That's exactly what it is. She's like, oh well, I just don't want to be wasting your time. I'm like, well, it's not wasting time.
Yeah,
it's called it's like it's character building.
It is, and you know when it's coming too, and it can go both ways. Like. One of my worst bombs at Dubai, I went first up after Matt. And when Matt was getting like a lukewarm response from the crowd, I was like, I'm gonna get murked. Like it's over. Because Matt's one of the funniest guys. Like I've seen him in front of full rooms. Like I saw him feature for Hans Kim before I saw Hans Kim do a headline set, and I was worried Hans Kim wasn't going to be able to follow Matt. That's how good he did. Yeah, but I didn't know what to expect with Hans either.
Yeah, Matt's funny. Yeah, he's really funny.
Hans was luckily very funny too, and he did great.
No, Hans is Hans, man. Yeah, I had during for the Side Splitter show that I did for the Kenan Thompson thing, I had to follow Bird.
Oh, Scott Bird? He's great.
Dude, Scott, oh my God. I tell Scott this all the time, and I'm like, look, man, I don't try to suck your dick, but you're a fucking killer. Like he went on, joke, crowd just going, and I look at Mike Evans and fucking Devin, they're like, good luck.
Yeah.
But I did good. I held my ground. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, so I can't complain one bit. But.
Sometimes it's good to follow like a more polished comedian because Scott, everything work. His jokes work, and then his look, his cadence, and everything just matches it so perfect.
He's been doing it for like 25 years.
He's put it together. Yeah.
He said like he worked the road for a long time and then stopped for a while and then just been going at it for the last like 13 years now. Because he said like working the road. He said it's hard. Because he said he worked with like Mitch Hedberg. I think even like Larry the Cable Guy when Larry the Cable Guy was getting like his start too. And I'm like, that's pretty sick. I mean, I don't think Larry the Cable Guy's that funny, but like, I mean, still, it's Larry the Cable Guy. He's wildly successful, more successful than probably will ever be. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
So when did you get into comedy?
I started at the end of April 2021. So
Okay.
the peak delta.
Okay, yeah, so just a couple months before I started. So
Yeah.
I was around like October.
Yeah.
Or August, September, October. But I tell a lot of people, I say, like, well, technically, the first time I ever did stand-up was at a funeral.
Nice.
It was a eulogy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it stand-up. I mean, I just went up there because, eulogies, they're sad. You don't want to get up there and, cry. I mean, that's what funerals are. But I want to get up there and make some people laugh. And I did. I was just telling funny stories and just being my goofy self, and everyone's just like, thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
I said fuck like 3 times in the Catholic church too, man. It was great. I'm sure Jesus was like, hey, you're good.
You just immediately go to the box and be like, hey, you saw that? Can we just take care of that now? You go confess, and then it's over.
Please forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I said fuck on your altar. He's like, oh, you're good.
Every comedy club should have a confessional, like,
that's
on your way out.
That's brilliant, man.
Every green room should have one. And then someone's in that other side of the box just stealing jokes. Like, it's
that's fun.
It's Carlos
Hey,
Mencia. You hear on there, it's like, hey, SA. Oh, gosh. We're getting shut down.
SA. I don't think SAs are fucking racist or anything. That's funny.
See, I don't do impressions right there. But yeah, it's just like, hey, that's a fun joke. I mean, oh yeah, you're forgiven.
Oh yeah,
Then like next week, you see like Carlos Mencia reel, and it's like, wait, that's my favorite joke. Why is he doing Epperson Lagoon? He's. Could you imagine like me getting Epperson Lagoon started? I would like.
He's like, I want to pretty cool Epperson Lagoon, man.
I would instantly.
It was a man-made lake. Oh, that's so fucking good.
I would be okay. That would be my new gimmick as a comedian. I was the guy that got Epperson Lagoon stolen from me.
And then fucking Mencia just goes on. He says, I got new glasses, man. Lady told me I was a pedophile.
So I grew up half Irish, half Jewish. Just no.
Yeah, Mencia. It's actually Menstein. No, Mick Mencia.
We
wow,
love you, Carlos.
Dude, that's
if you're listening.
Hey, that's a bit right there, man.
I know.
Yeah, that's a total bit. Like, it's like, oh yeah, fucking Carlos Mencia. He starts a confessional for comics who said horrible things, and he just writes them down.
Yeah,
you know,
all right, you're forgiven. As soon as he's done with his notes, you're forgiven.
Is he still doing stand up?
I think so. I actually met one of his openers. I think featured at my club like a few weeks back. He's an Orlando-based comic. I wish I had his name off the top of my head right now. I've met too many. But yeah,
Orlando-based ones. Oh, fuck yeah.
He opened for Mencia a bit, and I mean, I think the first time Laugh Out Lounge in Winter Haven was gonna open, I believe he was gonna be one of the first headliners.
No shit.
But that was during when COVID. You know, when a business would try to open during COVID.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, next week's opening week, and then 7 months later, like, we're finally here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's that'd be really cool to be like friends with like a national touring headliner. And, it's just like, oh, yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, need some money. Let's go on the road for a little bit, man. That's
kind of, especially when you're doing the podcasting, too. Like, you can pay your bills podcasting and then just kind of, like, pick and choose where you want to go. Like, you can even, like, break even on a comedy show just to do a certain place, which I think is kind of cool.
Right. Hell yeah, man. I mean, a headliner that I became good friends with after I did some spots at Snappers named Bear Webb.
I haven't heard of him yet.
Her, actually.
Yeah,
yeah, she's funny as hell. Yeah, she has a friend of hers named Angela. She's older gal doing comedy for about I think 10 years. Both are so fucking funny. And yeah, they both they work together. Like, honestly, like Bear wants her to be her feature person, everywhere she goes, and I fuck with that. I think that's cool as hell. Yeah.
It's awesome brushing shoulders with headliners, or when they sit in on an open mic. I think I've gone up in front of like 4 headliners now, and I always like try to do a little better for them.
When I did the Dave Landau thing and the Improv, I remember I just see Dave just looking down at the top balcony, just looking at me like God. He's just like, you got one chance, dude.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I got into my infamous Dahmer bit, I look up for a second just to see what's going on. I just see Dave going like this. Like I knew he was laughing. Good. I was just like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God.
Yeah, that's how I feel with BT at Side Splitters, because he's a very particular guy.
Yes.
And Luckily he doesn't do stand up because I think he's the funniest non-comedian I've met so far. He can do
I feel like he's dry.
He's a little dry, but he can do spot on impressions of any like local comedian and like do the mannerisms. Like he has it in him. Like he knows his stuff. I mean, he books really well. And when I did my one guest spot, he gave me one. He's the only person that's ever given me a tag that I wanted to keep. Only person.
Yeah, you did the guest spot for the guy who hosted that metal show, right?
Yeah,
what's
Don Jameson.
Yes, yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it was him and Jim Florentine that hosted that. And
Jimmy Florentine.
And then we had Jim a few weeks later in Wesley Chapel. He was one of my favorite headliners we had. The guy's just a legend. He has just a booming voice.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute killer.
Jim Brewer is one of my favorites too, because Jim Brewer's been doing it for so long, and he's so fucking passionate about like his fans and like what he does. Like I listen to his podcast all the time. He's so fucking cool, dude. Like he's such a cool fucking guy. And God, like Jim, like he could just scream and the crowd would just go ape shit over him,
I like when comedians, so it goes one or two ways when you get that little bit of fame in the middle of your career. You get to the point where you don't worry about money anymore, so you can just like say whatever you want and you do the jokes for you finally, and then it can go the other way. It's like, oh, I'm sad. I can just kind of lacklusterly fill like theater rooms and stuff.
Yeah, like actually, funny enough that you said that, Gilbert Gottfried was just like that because I saw him 5 months before he died. And, he did his set. And then I remember I was looking at other sets that he did, like, years ago. Even, like, back in the 90s. He was doing the same fucking jokes.
There's a lot of those.
And I'm like, he's Gilbert Gottfried. I mean, like, anything he says, he can turn into a joke. Like, that refrigerator is so slow! Sorry, audience. Sorry, neighbors, too.
He wanted to
It's slower than my IQ!
Yeah. Oh, that's sad that you would think a guy like that would want to write new jokes and stuff, because anything he can do would be funny.
He doesn't fucking have to, man.
But some want to. I love the ones that just go out and they're like, I'm still going to work like I have nothing.
I love writing new jokes. Like, I actually got a lot of shit for always coming up with new stuff at, like, mics. They're like, you should really, like, which I totally get. Like, you should really, just kind of work on a 5. This is like in the beginning of my stand-up career. And they're and I'm like, well, like, what's the point of being a comedian if you're going to be doing just the same ones over and over and over again? Yeah. And I'm like, why can't I just come up with new stuff? And they're like, well, you want to perfect it. I'm like, I understand perfecting it, but I mean, like, if they've worked, leave them off to the side and write a new set. And then I noticed a lot of other, local comedians. I would watch their sets from like 10 years ago, still the students doing the same jokes 10 years later, and I'm like, write more. Come on,
it depends on what type of local comic you want to be too. If you do the same set every time, the booker knows exactly what they're going to get. But I don't want to be like that. I would love to have like 25 minutes I'm really proud of by the end of this year.
Yeah, I respect that. Well, how many good minutes do you think you have right now?
It depends on the crowd. Like, if they love my humor, I could probably stretch to 30 with all, like, because if the crowd's just right, even my worst jokes are going to work. So at that point, like, I can get Epperson Lagoon. Normally, I can do that in about 8. In a normal setting, I do it in about 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, most mics, when you're down to 5, I just have to cut out a chunk now. Because right now, I finally included the Mandarin translations, and it's so much, like, it's my favorite thing in the world now, going up and speaking Mandarin, because it's like me.
We speak Mandarin?
It's the only authentic part of the bit, besides when I describe the lagoon and it's perfectly balanced water. But
this guy here, guys, this guy.
Yeah. But the funny thing was, like, I didn't do the Mandarin translations until I was confident that, like, what I was saying was gonna work. So we had a headliner. His name's Des Bishop. He's from Ireland.
Okay.
And he spent
What's up with you in Irish comics?
I know. We had a stretch of Irish comics about a month ago. We had Colm Terrell.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. Fucking Sean Guest was, I guess, like, him and Zach and all those guys. I guess they're trying, and I think Colin. Yeah, they were all trying to get together for like Gasparilla, and you were there too. You were there, and because he was like saying because Sean wanted to dress up as Caitlyn Jenner, and like go up to people and mess with them because he can do a pretty good Caitlyn Jenner impersonation. I'm just like, yeah, I was so busy. I
want to see him do that on stage.
Oh my god,
he'll get there.
Oh yeah, he will. He needs to work with like Borat or something.
Yeah,
he with the mustache and the curly hair. We love you, Sean.
Sean's getting good fast too.
Yeah.
The last couple of times I saw him, because I didn't see him for about a month there, go up, and
he's doing festivals now. Yeah, he's hosting Side Splitters. Yeah, dude, man, like he's doing the right thing. Yeah, he's working at the clubs like how you are and a lot of people are too, and he's just getting in.
He's meeting the comedians, picking their brains.
He's been he's been doing it like not even a year yet. Yeah, I remember the first open mic he did.
Yeah, I mean, I hosted that. Or the first time he did Side Splitters Tampa, I was the host of that mic.
No, the first time he did comedy was at Dunedin Brewery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was there because I really don't go to Dunedin Brewery very much, but Stefano and people were like, hey, come out, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't come out, and and Sean was, and he's just like, hey, what's up? I'm Sean. I'm new. Like, what's up, dude? And then all of a sudden he's like, he did the one Taurus show, where Taurus is like the new faces of comedy, where it was like and people who have been doing it either like a year or less. And I was just like, shit, that's fucking awesome. He's gonna
be just fine.
Yeah, he'll be just fine. He's doing the right thing. Yeah. We talked about us and our gals going to Austin. I think we talked to you about that too. Yeah. And because Kill Tony's booked for like the next 6 months, and I figured if we got Kill Tony tickets and booked like a 4-bedroom Airbnb,
I'd be down.
We can go.
I would be down.
We can go.
I'd rather go with people I know and stuff.
Exactly.
And I have people I could probably like crash on. Like, I don't like sleeping on couches. I'd rather just pay the $100, have my own toilet. I want my own toilet. Look.
Yeah, I mean, I figure that's why we had like a 3 to 4 bedroom Airbnb. Yeah. We can easily, obviously,
that would be fun.
Like the couples,
even if you don't get to the big mics, even if you get to like Vulcan or somewhere, like
I just want to
even see it.
I just want because I've befriended a lot of Austin comics too, and but I mean, well, actually. Fucking Zach Hedrick was just on Kill Tony.
Yeah,
he got the big
Zach's
buck.
An example of somebody who did everything right.
Yes.
Before he even moved to Austin, he's like he did like 50 mics in 30 days or something crazy like that.
That's impressive.
And then he took a break right at the end because he's like, I'm gonna go crazy when I go there. And then like, I mean, gosh, he was only there first week he's there since he hosted with Adrian Appalucci. She got him a guest spot right away,
and then befriended Hans Kim as well too. That's fucking awesome right there too.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure that helped.
Yeah, I guarantee Zach's going to be headlining in about I'd say maybe 6 months.
He works hard and he's funny as fuck too.
Zach's he's naturally funny. I like.
He's a very likable guy too. His personality's great. He's got a good look. His voice, I can't really compare his voice.
Alabama.
To me. Yeah, it's just so. Something so nice about
it. One of my favorite jokes that he did. I mean, we're going to go ahead and just throw his jokes out, but no, I like the ones where he talks about
as long as we cite it.
where he says like, "Yeah, I'm a sexual predator." I love that. Let's look at the chat. People are like asking what the hell's going on, and I'm like, "Well, pay attention." So people are saying hi first. Oh, it's just typical. What are you doing?
We're doing a podcast.
No, we're not doing a podcast.
Yeah, we're not.
Hi, Mr. B. Yeah, a lot of people think I look like Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, I saw that.
So that's why I think, it's getting so fucking annoying. And but what are you gonna
You're probably getting the viewers from it too. So
that's exactly what it is. Because I made a video where I'm like, you guys do realize I do other stuff, right? Instead of just look like Mr. Beast. And then I'm like, we want more Mr. Beast.
Yeah, it's like anything you do that's like tries to be good, it's like 400 views, and it's like, I'm sick of being called Mr. Beast, 500,000 views.
Seriously, no, man. Like, I have so many, like, just my stand-up bits and even, like, other, bits I've done with, like, other comedians or just, other bits I've done by myself.
Mm-hmm.
It would get, like, a good amount of views, like, like, 10 to 50,000 sometimes less than that. And then, I'll post a video of me being Mr. Beast's dad. Boom. 3.5 million. Boom. I mean, the one I got the most, I think it's got like 30 million. I'm like, why? I'm not doing anything. Like, is this the YouTube algorithm? Do they just want, just a 6-second long video of a guy looking like Mr. Beast?
Yeah. You should just go ahead and record like a 20-minute special as Mr. Beast's dad and just like.
Well, actually, so this is before YouTube too, man. I actually, on TikTok, I had a lot of people say I look like Mr. Beast back then. I had a pretty big following because of that too back on TikTok before I got banned. And so people back then were calling me Mr. Feast because I'm a feastly looking man. And Devin Pickett said, You need to run with that. It's sort of like a mukbang channel where you just you know what that is?
Yeah,
where people just eat. In front of their eyes call it Mr. Feast.
I watched this like tiny, adorable 21-year-old girl, Steph Pappas, and like she'll eat like an entire Taco Bell menu and just I don't know. And then she won't eat again for like a week.
Well,
but, like,
I wouldn't eat again.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan. Thank you so
love
much.
That stuff.
Other one saying hi. Are you Mr. Beast's dad? Clearly, yes. He's a great son.
Yeah.
I think he will yell as loud as he can when he does. It's funny. Yeah. I think it's because a lot of people think just because you scream loud, it's not funny. It's a lot of younger people, that watch it, and a lot of young. I actually saw this one video where this girl said that like Joe Rogan and Jim Brewer and like the guys who scream aren't very funny. Like I'm not gonna lie, Rogan's like he's not like my favorite stand-up. I mean I like Rogan because he's Rogan, but he does scream, which I get.
I like some of his stand-ups like half and half for me. Like I appreciate that he approaches everything like wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like he's an interesting guy. Like
oh yeah, he has
like one of the best kicks in the world, but he also does stand up.
Dude, his kick's like a bazooka.
Yeah, he had to like train an MMA fighter on it. Yeah. Like some MMA fighter sought out Joe Rogan just to learn how to do a kick.
Hi from Hidden Pearl. Shout me out. No.
Yeah.
Good night. Okay, you're probably on the other side of the country. Bros, Mr. Beast with Chad Shin.
I don't even.
What the hell does that mean?
Are these people like
favorite YouTuber? Fucking hell.
So you got banned from TikTok though?
Oh yeah.
What is? I stopped using.
What
TikTok.
does that mean? Ooh. What is that?
I don't know.
Are we like old?
So I haven't been banned from TikTok, but every time I try to post like a stand-up clip, it gets taken down within minutes, and I'm just like, "What's the point of this?" And I'm not even that offensive.
Why am I not looking at the chat? I'm looking at the chat now. Can you say hi, piss?
Hi, piss.
Hi, piss. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. This is boring. This is not boring. We're having a blast.
Yeah.
You guys just have no attention span. You also come after seeing that short, Mr. Aryan? Are they talking about you because you're German?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I guess
Aryan
is there a
Brotherhood?
Mr. Aryan somewhere?
I don't know.
I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even know what Mr. Beast is.
He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber, of course. Now, he makes like pretty cool videos actually.
That's crazy that you almost have 200,000 followers for looking like another YouTuber. It's not even like
I want to know like what the subscriber count of like people that actually like my comedy than it is compared to just because I look like Mr. Beast. I mean, I don't care. Like, look, I'm doing okay.
You should like find Mr. Beast while he's recording and just like walk in the room and knock him out and immediately take over whatever he's doing.
I should.
That would be that'd be a good crossover
like
episode.
If he reaches out to me and like everyone wants to do like a collaboration where I act like his dad, where I like take him like a ball game or cook him food or whatever, sure, I'll fucking do that. And then if I get to 1 million, I'm done with Mr. Beast shit. Like million's my ultimate goal. Oh no, and that's it.
Yeah,
that is it. No more Mr. Beast after 1 million. You got that, chat?
Yep. You better get in now while you can.
You better get in now. All of a sudden, my fucking subscriber count just goes...
It's going up so fast, though, because, like, when you got your plaque, you were already at, like, 130,000. Yeah. That was, like, what, like, just a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
And now you're almost at 200. Like, just, it jumped up. It's so crazy how it'll just jump up. Like, algorithms are insane. So, like...
YouTube's weird. It's so weird.
I like the Instagram Reels. Like, that's where I feel like I have a chance to kind of go viral.
Easily.
I posted my dumbest joke ever one day, and within 10 minutes, it had 10,000 views, and then it just immediately died. Because it was...
Oh, dude, like I have like 2 videos that got over 10 million of my buddy grabbing my wiener. that Jeremy White loves. Like every time he sees me, he's always like penis and just tries to grab my. And then I have a couple now. I have like the one where it's that the black guy jumping over the guy, and then I pretend his dick is brushing my head, and I wanted so if Gene's listening to this, Gene by Gene, I want him to remix that after I want him just to jump in the pool and just pretend that's him right there. I think it'd be funny as hell. And then I have another one where I'm sure you saw this one where it's a TikTok of this girl who goes up to this other girl she's a lesbian. She's like, I think I can change you. You know, you're straight. I'm a lesbian. I can probably change you. And I said, and then I was like, look, if that was the other way around, where like a guy goes up to a lesbian girl and he says, "I think I can change you," that guy would get a black guy canceled, and then have to go around to everyone's house and tell everyone he's a registered sex offender. Miranda put fucking makeup on my eye, make it look like a black guy, and then I knock on the door, and then I edit myself. I'm like, "Hi, can I help you?" I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to let you know that I am legally obliged to go around to people's houses to tell everyone I am a registered sex offender." And dude, it's so funny how many people are like, "Well, that's what you get for trying to hit on a lesbian," and I'm just like, what? And then people are literally like, "You do realize it's a joke, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, but still, if it wasn't a joke," and I'm like, "It's a joke."
I know.
I didn't do that. I would never hit on a lesbian like that.
It drives me crazy when people don't get, like, sometimes a joke is just saying the most wrong thing possible, then you logically see how wrong it is.
Yeah.
And to like say something so wrong, you have to understand that the opposite is so right, and a lot of people don't see that.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, oh yeah, like one
of
my earliest jokes where I talk about like social distancing, and I'm like pretending to like, you know, go near a girl. She's like, "Get away from me," and I say a horrible thing after. Like, it's fucked up. It's a fucked up joke, but I mean, it's like it can be funny to certain people, but when I think about it, I'm like, damn, I took that joke a little too far right there. Yeah.
I always like, that was why some of my first jokes were me just trying to find a way, a loophole to say very wrong things.
I told that at Divine. Matt was like, "Don't do that ever again, please." And I said, "You got it."
I think you did one. I remember you told a joke at the Vine. I was going up right after you, and I wasn't paying attention to your set because I was thinking about mine, but I just remembered hearing...
That's the one I'm talking
about. I
remembered
hearing the last word of your set and then silence, and then I go up all cheery, like trying to do my humor, and the whole crowd just wasn't having it.
That's it. That's the one I'm talking about, man. Matt was like, "Hey, that was a good set. Don't do that last joke ever again."
Matt's so blunt but hilarious.
No,
like, he's a good guy.
No, I get it. Like, it's
that's what open mics are for. Like,
exactly,
sometimes you gotta weed out the bad ones. I'm trying to think if there was something I said in an open mic I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing that again." But I don't know.
Dude. Oh yeah, man.
I love saying the wrong thing. Like, one of my first jokes was like, "Oh, I'm so glad the Pride movement's going forward. I'm really happy about it. I'm so happy that I created a group of straight white males that support the Pride movement. We're called the Proud Boys."
Oh my god.
We got sued by some KKK, so I had to change the name.
I love that.
But like, a lot of people in Lakeland got offended by that. They're like, "How could you make a joke about this group that wants to kill us?" And I'm like, I'm making fun of them for having the dumbest name ever for being homophobic.
The Proud Boys, they want to kill gays?
I don't. Well, that's what they think.
I don't
see exactly. This is the rationale of people that are like my humor.
I think the Proud Boys are the ones that don't like the Antifa. You know, like the people who dress in black.
I don't even know if they exist. I don't know if Antifa or the Proud Boys exist. I mean, I know their ideas.
I don't know, man. Like,
that would make a fun like musical. Like,
we should.
Like, it's like West Side Story, but like they're wearing like QAnon hats and they have like tiki torches.
West Side Story. It should be like,
and they're like,
I don't know, like left-leaning story or right-leaning story or centrist story. I don't know, political, whatever the hell. I don't know.
Definitely, there's something there.
There's something there for sure.
There's definitely like a West Side Story with like.
I have a couple new jokes about Pride Month that I definitely
have too
gonna
many.
use. I wrote a new one where I said, why don't we just instead of June for Pride Month, why don't we just make May Pride Month and just call it gay?
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get rid of the M.
And then I made a pretty nasty one where I said, "Yeah, did you hear about Disney? Yeah, they're gonna be changing the character of Mickey Mouse for Pride Month. They're gonna call him Sticky Mouth."
Oh goodness.
Sticky Mouth. Yeah. All of a sudden YouTube's like, "Bam, you're done."
Yep. Sorry, YouTube.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Yeah, I had some. I don't know. I've had some. I should go back to some of my darker stuff again. I miss it.
Dark
I like
jokes are
pushing
fun,
the envelope.
Man. Oh yeah, they're fun. I mean, like what I've noticed, you know, obviously when it comes to the crowds, like I feel like older people, especially like ones of Soggy, they love like one-liners and like clever jokes, which I get, you know. And then like when you do like the gimmick, or even like stuff down in St. Pete where it's more like younger people, those are the ones that are like more darker and also self-deprecating as well too, because young people hate themselves, especially like the Gen Zs that go to comedy shows.
They love suicide jokes.
Oh
like
yeah,
the best.
Suicide. Oh, fuck yeah, they love suicide jokes. They're great.
I got plenty.
No, I think the worst one that I wrote that I'm not gonna talk about because It's pretty horrible,
Mhm.
actually. I'll tell you after the podcast,
Yeah.
but it's pretty damn funny, actually.
Yeah, the my favorite one is an Epperson Lagoon, like where I talk about
never-
climbing up to the slide and then doing a bow face and diving to your concrete freedom. That was like a Mad Men inspired tagline for suicide. Just like dive to your concrete freedom.
That's funny as fuck.
And then then I go, all right, now back to the sad part.
Now back to Epperson Lagoon.
Yeah. You'll love it. I can't wait to get like a good recording of that one.
Hell yeah, man! I'm looking forward to that.
The thing is that like a good bit sometimes takes years to work out. Like
Oh,
really,
yeah. Oh yeah, man.
I'm still putting like more touches on it. I still don't physically. I'm not as good on stage. I want to be able to do facial expressions better and like a little bit more of this.
I'm working on those. Like I've noticed, yeah, like sometimes whenever I like the one infamous bit I do where I smile and then I'm just like,
yeah.
people fucking die from
Yeah.
that. And I'm just like, I'm not saying anything.
Yep.
Because like a lot of people notice. I've noticed this too. Eyes.
Mm-hmm. Big thing.
Eyes. Like when you look at Dangerfield. When he
Mhm.
tells a joke, especially even like in the middle of like of a break between a joke, you go like this. People fucking laugh
Yeah,
at that.
it makes
for
it
some
more
reason.
believable.
Yeah,
It shows
it's
more
so
confidence in the joke too.
Oh, easily.
That's the
It's
first
so
thing I
weird.
had to like learn because my humor, like if I don't say my crazy shit like with
Yeah,
confidence, it just
yeah.
does not hit.
Oh no, easily. You got to be all. Yeah, you got to be Jimmy Big Balls especially when it
Did
comes.
you ever
to,
come across Rio Paris in any of the mics?
Yeah.
He's the one. The first time I saw him, like it clicked. It's because he says wild shit, but he's
Mhm.
so confident and it kills. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
that's what I'm missing. And like I instantly got better after seeing him a couple times.
Yeah.
He helped me out. He hosted a mic at Illusions in Tampa for like half a year, and that's where that room makes you tough.
Oh, easily. Man.
That's one of my favorite open mics. Like
the illusion.
that's Illusions is by Busch Gardens.
Oh,
It's an urban nightclub.
Oh, okay.
One night I was literally the only white person in that building, and I had a blast.
Hell yeah.
I feel more comfortable with that mic than anyone. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, I gotta check that one out. I never been.
Yeah, so Tuesday nights.
Read
now.
some more of the
Taurus is hosting that one.
Oh, he hosted with Morris and
Yeah,
and
all those
Jeremiah and
guys.
stuff. Oh, all those guys. Let's read more of the comments. When a dad say I'm going to get the milk means they're leaving forever. Did you? Oh,
That's a
get it.
pussy dad that needs to smoke cigarettes. Come on.
Exactly.
All right, next one.
Victoria. Somya Panday. Hey. Did you come back with milk because he's rich? I need an answer. What are you talking about? It looks like you have the same mic as me, Scotty. Mine is the Shure SM7B, but I do a lot of gaming, not podcasts. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, I got the MV7 actually. Yeah, the SM7B is a little bit more expensive than the other one. Hi, a lot of highs. Hey, what's up, everybody? You gay? Someone just called me gay,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
I miss. I'm not gonna
This
hide
is-
that. Show it, dude. No, I miss gay as an insult.
I know. And Shane Gillis is just milking that again. And now I feel like calling stuff gay, I'm just like copying him, even though that's every other word we used growing up.
Exactly. Oh, dude,
It's so fun when he does it.
Like the brand new bit I just wrote the other week when I tested at Dented, where I'm like, dude, literally everything to a straight boy back then was gay.
Yeah.
Like going to grandma's house for dinner, gay.
Yep.
Seriously, I'm not gonna get into the bit because
you
I don't
did
want.
that one. I think you did that one the other night.
I did.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, even though it was like what, like in 4 people, they
Yeah.
were getting it, and I'm just like, I gotta work with that.
I
Yeah.
like the crowds in Newport Richie. I've never
They're
really
fun.
had a bad time. Yeah, I can get a little dark in
Nah.
there, and you don't expect that. You don't
Right.
expect that you can get a little dark in front of them, and you do. And then
Well, it's funny because the first one Stefano did at Ordinance, where he did like the 5 comics. The first night I did that, dude, like everything was just, dude, the crowd was awesome. All my jokes were. I was just like, man, fuck, new year, new me,
Yeah.
let's go. It was like
Then
January 3rd, like right after, just that, and then I did the month after when you came on. I basically did the same shit, and I eat shit, and I'm just like, wow, it's so funny how comedy works.
It
you know?
is.
It's
Yeah.
so funny how comedy works.
So the last time I did Ordinance, I did like the 5 after the main comics went up. Right before that, I did Divine, and that was the one where like Matt had a lukewarm set, and then I go up and just completely eat bombs, and like I kind of just like I paid my tab and immediately left because I knew Ordinance was coming up, and like I did the exact same set in front of a way smaller crowd, but they were eating every joke up, and I'm like, what is this? Like, how? They loved me, and then like, but then my energy was good. I had bad energy. It's so weird. If you have bad energy, like the crowd knows it.
Oh yeah, easily. Bro, you are fat.
Look,
really?
I'm trying to go keto.
No,
look,
he's talking.
Oh,
wait.
I grew up fat, so
clearly he's talking to me. But
I was fat in middle school, so when you're fat in middle school, you're fat for life. You take that with you. All right, I'm keeping that one.
Yeah, I mean, look. Okay, here's the thing, man. You know, I am a big fella. I'm 6'3". But before I hit puberty, I was like 5'4".
Mm-hmm.
Body as wide as I was tall.
Same thing.
And really, Devin was the same way too. I was so surprised when he told me.
I hit this weight in 5th grade, and I was like, yay high.
Wow.
And I never gained weight. I just got taller.
I
was like a little bowling ball.
But luckily, from like 8th grade to 9th grade, that summer, I went from like 5 foot, like 7. I swear to God, like 6 foot. And then my body just kind of just grew with me. And
clothes must have been weird during that
clothes
stretch.
were weird.
All right, man. I need a size 32.
I've basically been like a double X since junior year, and I've stayed, which is good.
Yeah. Well, when I first saw you today, my first impression was like, I wonder how many of the neighbors that don't even know him just walk up and ask for weed. You look like you just sell weed out of here for a living.
Probably.
I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Shut up. Someone told me to shut up.
Oh, wow.
No, Phase Kevin, we're not going to shut up. What is Phase? Oh, like Phase, like the fucking gaming stuff.
What do these people want? And they want Mr. Beast.
They just, dude, you're not going to get Mr. Beast here. He's not here. He's
Yep.
not here.
Yep.
I'm not his father. I'm not his son.
Yep.
I'm not his uncle. I'm not his mom. He's not here.
Yeah.
This is the cheese stream.
Dude, what if like Mr. Beast himself just died of a heart attack today, and like the internet just like somebody from YouTube like called you like, look, we still need him. Look, you're gonna have to change a lot.
Well, let's be real. I think I'll die of a heart attack before Mr. Beast.
Yeah. I don't know how many vaccines. Yeah, never mind. So we're getting taken down.
People are calling you fat. It's okay, Lexi. I'm a comic. I take a lot of abuse. You are so fatigue. Good one.
I haven't heard it that way before. It's funny.
Yeah. Have you ever done a roast battle before? Like,
no, I'm afraid that like I'll just like want to turn it into something else. Like, let's say I were to
fists.
No, like I wouldn't even. I would like try to do something besides roasting just to get laughs, you know?
Dude, my arm looks so weird.
Like if I were to do like a roast battle tournament hypothetically, and I made it to the finals, I'm doing the final 8 Mile rap, and then I'm just dropping the mic and leaving, and not even worried. Like, don't even listen to the other jokes, and not even care who wins. Like that's how I would handle that, and that's not appropriate.
I don't know. No, if I have to do a roast battle, I want to do it with one of my friends because, like, I don't know, because I mean, like, yeah, I can, you know, we know each other, you know. To the point where it's like, oh, I can like fuck with you, but like if I do it with like, I feel like if I do it with a girl, it'll be really, really hard because I'm not gonna lie, dude, I could be pretty fucking mean.
You'd almost have to go.
I don't like
see if I were to do a roast battle against a girl, the whole bit would be me walking on eggshells about it, and all my roasts just being kind of shitty, just out of fear of being like that. But I would lean into that.
Right. Hi, can you see me? Not really, but I can see your name.
Yeah. I can't.
Like John Cena. I find it very funny that you are one of the only dudes I know that loves wrestling stuff.
There's a few comics still around that love wrestling.
Did you hear Jander's new joke about Monday Night Raw being gay?
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's funny. Fuck you, Jander. I bought his soap, and it was good. Have you seen the soap that he sells? It's good shit.
So it's his? I thought it was like him and his wife, and then Hugh and.
Oh, maybe it is all of them.
Because I feel like I thought all of them. So I don't know. He makes it up.
He's the one that sells. I just bought it from him, and I like it. I got your dick is disgusting. It's
your dick's disgusting. I gotta talk with him. I gotta buy some of that.
Yeah.
I do like some.
Jander's really funny too. He's getting up there. Have you ever seen Dick Roos or Kyle Roos?
Yeah.
He's great. He's one of my favorites too.
I want to get on. Are they still doing the wing show?
I think every now and then. I don't have a colon, so really spicy foods that would probably kill me.
Oh, so you have Crohn's disease or something?
I had like really bad ulcerative colitis. So that kind of makes sense of why I'm a little.
Do you have an ostomy bag?
I had one for a year.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, Mr. Beast actually has Crohn's disease.
Wow.
Wow, there we go.
The ostomy bag was disgusting. I hated it. The only time I would have liked it, if like somebody tried to mug me, I would just pull that thing out and point it at them, and like they're gone. You know, like I would rather get shot than just have whatever was in that bag on me.
Your mom is fat. Hey, leave my mom out of
Yeah.
this, man. My mom's doing just fine. She's recovering from.
This is
she had colon cancer too, actually.
Wow, yeah. Those
so
colons are a bitch.
So how dare you, Mister
Yeah.
Mister Man? What else? No. Someone said no.
Yes.
Are you Mr. B? Jesus Christ! I'm just gonna delete the channel, dude. I can't do this anymore, man.
like during the show, somebody knocks on the door and you have a 1 million subscriber plaque already. Like, did you refresh yet? This Mr. B stuff is killing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it works. It works, but I don't want it to work anymore.
I kind of want you to get so famous because of that. Like, I want you to like have to move into a bigger house because of it.
It'll be cool. Like, I would love that, but I'm also just like, look, I don't want to live in this guy's shadow. Like, yeah. I have other priorities instead of just a guy that looks like Mr. Beast. Come on.
Yeah.
What's my favorite game of all time? Shit. I don't know. Wow. Mario 64, probably.
Mario 64 was the most impressed I've ever been by technology in my life.
Well, you were like a teenager when that.
Yeah, so the first time I was exposed to it was before the N64 was released, but they had demos at Blockbuster. They had like that plastic bubble around the machine, and the first time I played with Mario in 3D, I was like, "Whoa, we're in the future!"
I was like 4 when that game came out, but I do remember playing it very vividly. And my cousin, you know, he's a couple years older than I was. I always watched him play too. But I still I got an N64 over there, man.
It's the best system ever.
You got to remember, dude. Like Corey and I are kind of older, you know, so I mean, we'll play I'm not sure what kind of games you play these days. I mean, because I really don't play much video games. I mean, I would, but I don't know. I feel like it's just a time waster. I feel like there's so much shit I can do.
Yeah,
instead of just play video games.
Games are a lot of work now. You have to learn stuff and and
you gotta fucking buy stuff now. Like other than that's the game, because why haven't you this? You just get the
expansion packs are bullshit.
Fuck big expansion
Down with
packs.
capital. I'm just kidding.
Like, why can't you just get like a game, and you have to unlock like a map or unlock like a fucking characters and stuff like Super Smash Brothers. Now you gotta buy the characters. It's so bullshit.
Yeah, it's
like,
all just a scam.
I'd rather I mean, I guess you can say it's just because I'm older and I've moved on from like games. I'll play like a game here and there. Not really, but there's other shit I can do. Besides, I work. I work 40 hours a week. I mean, sometimes 44. Actually, I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah,
but it's okay. Money, fuck it, why not? It's life, But anyway, so that's.
After N64, I'm not good at this anymore. Like I loved GoldenEye 64 and Perfect Dark. When Halo came out, I was just getting murked by like cheerleaders. I was like, all right, this is over. I suck at video games
by
now.
Cheerleaders?
Yeah, just like girls would come over and just destroy me. I'm like, all right, this is what happened.
No,
there's too many buttons.
I feel like Call of Duty kind of like ruined games for me because like everyone games are competitive, of course, but like I had friends that we'd be at like sleepovers, which were pretty gay back then too.
Yeah,
but no, like these guys, they would play COD all like from like fucking as soon as we get there, and then as soon as we wake up, like at like in 10 o'clock in the morning, they're still playing. I'm just like, I'm like, God, like. Like I'm going to bed. Like this, like it's 5 o'clock in the morning. You guys are playing Call of Duty. I can't do with this shit. Like, oh, we gotta play zombies, bro. I'm like,
they're as dedicated as like NASCAR drivers, and when they gotta eat and piss and everything, it's like the pit crew stop. It's like, all right, back in.
Exactly.
They should have that.
Oh, I found a decent question.
Good.
What is our favorite song?
Ooh.
Ah, man, you're gonna think I'm really funny for this. Freebird.
Freebird's a classic. I'm not gonna shit on
No,
Freebird. I'm from Polk County, Florida. Damn it.
I'm from Marion County. Not that far from Duval, where the Van Zandts grew up.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a favorite. There's too many genres, so I'd be like, this is my favorite rap song.
I would just say, that's definitely one of my favorites for sure. Thank you, Elizabeth Taylor. Wow, Elizabeth Taylor's back from the dead.
Yeah. Okay, on the same lines, what would you use as your like walk-up music for stand-up if you had to pick a song?
I did use this one too, and it was great. When I did the improv, I started a joke by the Bee Gees. It just goes, I started a joke.
Nice.
Which started the whole world crying. But the other one, I would definitely do Sona by Rammstein. You ever heard
I know
that song before?
Rammstein, but I don't know if I know Sona.
Oh, it's cool as fuck. It's like it definitely sounds like a wrestling walk up.
See, that's my realm. Like, I would probably do like the Macho Man's entrance music, you know, like the graduation song, but with the electric guitar. Like that would pop a crowd instantly.
I slept with your mom. Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I don't get much sleep, so congrats on that. Yeah, I would love to.
My
sleep
mom,
again.
yeah, my mom doesn't get a lot of sleep either. You know,
Yeah.
she's got to wake up in the middle of the night to do her thing. So,
Yeah.
but I thank you for taking care of my mom, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I can't believe like people like are taking their time to do this, thinking like they're accomplishing something.
Like, just
Like,
watch the show.
Okay, go sleep with actual Mr. Beast's mom if you're cool. Like,
Or go sleep with a woman.
Yeah.
And be cool.
Yeah,
or
go sleep
something.
with a
I don't know.
woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your favorite band? Another decent. I got so many, man. I'd say it's between like Black Sabbath, Skynyrd,
Wow.
Metallica, and Pantera. Really,
That one can change for me. Like, I mean, through different times in my life, I know Radiohead was my favorite at one point. Now I'm like, oh man, I don't know. But right now, favorite band. Shoot. I went through a crazy Hall & Oates phase a few years back.
Hall & Oates.
Love
Wow.
Hall & Oates.
That's funny.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I like the Offspring a couple years ago for a bit again.
Offspring.
Like, just out of nowhere.
I fuck with that.
I fucked with them back in the day, and then Korn came back for me a couple years ago. Like, that's all I wanted to listen to.
I could see you being an Oasis kind of guy too.
Yeah, I wish I mean, I know the two songs, you know. I liked how, like, chaotic that band was. Like, how, like, the one guy that played guitar wrote all the songs, and, like, the lead singer was just kind of a douche.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Big fan.
What's your job? I don't know. I mean, sales. That's my job, technically, yeah. And this in comedy. I mean,
yeah.
I've only been paid, like, what, 3 times doing comedy? So, professionally, you could say we're professionals, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have a day job right now. I had money saved up, so I'm just milking side splitters for the next couple months, and just
rad.
I'm getting my jokes back in order. I think I'm just gonna learn bartending because I'm tired of just doing these shitty jobs that don't like. I'm dealing with just as much chaos as a bartender and not making nearly as much money. I'm sick of it.
I got no problem. You know, like I mean, I like my job a lot. It's very fulfilling because I work with the elderly and you know try to help them out with our product that we sell. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind it at all. I mean, I mean, I know a lot of people they're just like, yeah, they work the white collar shit for years, and they're like just getting so tired of it, and they're like, yeah, I'm just getting my bartending license, and I'm making more money doing bartending, than I did being a fucking car salesman or something like that. And I'm just like, you just gotta know what
you're signing up for. Like, the good thing with bartending is like
you'd be a great bartender.
Yeah, I just want
you got the shirt for
I'd love to just do a brewery, honestly, and just pour beer, not even worry about the mixed drinks. Because every time I've been at a brewery and looked at like somebody like that's the beer tender, I've never looked at their job and be like, oh, I would hate doing that, you know?
My dad is gay apparently too now.
Wow.
I call him gay all the time. He knows it, and he says, well, I created you, and I'm just like, I know a lot of people that have gay fathers.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Sometimes you got to spread the seed and then go to what you really want.
Yeah,
you know,
that's okay. But hey, even if my dad's gay, then I love him still. Very much. I love the gays.
Even gay people got to keep their family lineage on some way, and it's by fucking a woman.
He said it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's.
I mean, not to be.
No, it's true. It's true.
But you need those. I mean, I guess it could be a woman with
like,
those things, or a man with.
I mean, if you're a man with an ovary, like you had ovary in your butt or something. I mean, like.
I think they should make those. Like, I don't know. They need to step it up a little bit.
Yeah. I think they should too. My favorite country. What's your favorite? I've never been to it. I've never been outside the U.S.
I'll go with Ukraine right now, just because they're ruining everything.
Oh man, I wrote a good joke during when this whole thing happened. I said like, yeah, like what if like you're an American soldier in Ukraine fighting for Ukraine, but you go up against a Russian and a Ukrainian. You can't tell the difference. They both speak the same language, and then my buddy Patrick said, oh, it's easily the Ukraine is using the American weapons.
Ah, that's true.
That was a great question right there. My favorite artist. Define art. I mean, like, it could be musician, it could be comedian, it could be painter.
professional wrestler. Fuck it, I don't know.
Professional wrestler, that's art. I guess.
It is an art.
It is an art.
I still love that shit. I'm all
No,
over
I
it.
respect. I think it's funny. I think it's
Yeah.
hilarious. So that I mean, man, like I used to love wrestling when I was a kid. I feel like every boy loved wrestling when they were kids, and you carry that on 36 years later.
Well, now I respect the art form. Like the wrestlers that I hated as a kid are my favorite now because I realize what they did to get that emotion out of me and like how good you have to be at your job to do that.
I think my favorite wrestlers probably. I think I love Hulk Hogan. I always love Hulk Hogan, and I also like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, the Ultimate. Have you ever watched the documentary on him? Like, and like just all his insane promos.
I don't think so. I mean, like I used to do this bit at one of my old jobs where I used to work in a warehouse, and I remember I would because I used to work at 3:00 in the morning, and I worked in the freezer as well too. So in order to like be awake, you gotta be just energized. Yeah. So I would drink like an energy drink or a coffee, and then I would do the Ultimate Warrior entrance run.
Play his music,
dude. All of my coworkers would literally just be on the ground crying,
and then you needed a break immediately, just like
and
he did.
And then I'm like, what if I did that for stand up? Like, what if I had like an entrance song and I did the Ultimate Warrior, bum, 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 and I just ran up on stage and I'm just like, Warrior,
Hulk Hogan, the rocket ship. The documentary was great. Somebody like Ric Flair is like, his entrance was so energetic, and as soon as the bell rang, he was out of gas completely.
Exactly, yeah. It's like Chris Farley too, because Farley would do the same shit where he'd just run and do cartwheels and then be out of breath as soon as he gets on stage on like Letterman and stuff.
I had an Ultimate Warrior bit too.
Nice.
Like if I was a pro wrestler, my moniker would be the Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Like, could you picture
That's
a guy?
Good,
could you picture like the music hits, a guy in face paint comes on, he's just like. That guy looks hurt in the ring, and he calls 911. Like, get an ambulance.
The Ultimate Warrior, dude. That is funny.
But Dan Soder called that somebody as an insult during Skankfest, and I was like, oh man, it's Soder. So now I gotta meet him and like be like, hey, do you have a bit on that? Like, I made a Facebook post about this back in 2018. Can I have this still?
The Ultimate Warrior.
That's just a funny like concept. That's why I love words. That's where my jokes come from. I think of two words that just sound ridiculous next to each other, and it's like, okay, I build out from there.
That's basically me and Kevin Holly right there. Like, we'll like come up with like just we'll just turn words into different like meaning. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Like, like the sticky mouth one. The Mickey Mouse sticky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
just stuff like that. Like even my little one-liners. Like I'm going to a conspiracy theory group therapy. It's called QAnon Anonymous.
I remember that one too. That's a good one.
Just writing it out is fun. You get to write Anon twice.
Yeah.
And it's just
like, I love writing. Like I've always had a big passion for writing. I never noticed the tiles on my wall. That's my ADHD tile right there, over there by my stove.
Oh,
I never noticed that. I always thought it was just wall, but it's tile.
Yeah, that's
wow. I have a nice.
How long have you been here?
About a year and a half. I just renewed my lease. My rent went up like $150.
Yep, that's actually not that bad.
It really isn't actually. I'm really surprised.
Mine went from 600 to 1,000 in 13 months.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Do you live alone?
I have like a couple of my buddies, like, well, they're like a guy and a girl. They're in a relationship and they own the house, and like I'm just a tenant there. But gotcha. But the property taxes, like I can't even argue with the rent increases because their property taxes, every little thing's going up so much there.
Everyone wants to come to Florida, man.
And if it was that bad, I would find somewhere else, and I can't.
I have a bit right now about Ron DeSantis. I'm calling him Ron DeSanta Claus.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that the punchline because it's.
When I first started hearing about Ron DeSantis, it was on the radio, and I thought they were saying Rhonda Santos, like it was a woman. So I was, for like months, I just thought Ron DeSantis was a woman.
Well, when I was back in Ocala, I went to one of the bars there, and I did see a funny picture in the bathroom of Ron DeSantis as a drag queen called Rhonda Santis. Yeah. I'm like, that's funny.
That is funny.
I like that. And speaking of Ocala, I was going to talk about this. I was there, about a month ago, and Ocala's been wanting to do a comedy scene. Because I guess, just a couple, some of the guys there that like work at some of the bars over there, they told me that they tried getting a show going on, and there is this dude that was, I guess he loves stand-up, but never done it before. Never been an open mic.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. He's got no experience. So he went and put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking just by himself doing stand up, I guess he did like 40 minutes, and they said he just ate shit.
Yeah. Wow.
People like wasted like $10 just to go and watch this guy just eat shit for a fucking. And I'm like, why'd you let him do that? And then they're like, well, we thought maybe we could have like worked something out. I'm like,
yeah,
that's not how you do it.
You don't want to set them up for failure. You start your own open mic first.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
And then if that starts doing well, you do the.
When I told him, I said, look, what you can do is you can easily like if you wanted to get like a comic to do like 40 minutes alone, you gotta get someone who's a headliner. You gotta get someone that's actually sort of well known and who also been doing comedy for like
somebody who's done 40 minutes before or 5 minutes before.
Exactly, yeah. And then I told them, I said, look, like I want to help you guys out. Like this is my hometown. Like I'll like whenever I come up, I'll if you guys like an open mic on like a certain day whenever I'm back, I'll love to come in and drop by and fuck with you guys. So I told them, I said, well, I think the first thing we need to do is actually, you guys need an actual comedy show. So, whoever the owner is of like one of these bars, get me in touch with them, and I'll get myself and like 5 other comics from where I'm at, and then we'll come up and we'll fucking put on a show for you guys. And then that way, you guys can see the formula of how it'll work, and then we'll do. And then after we do, like all of us come up, do like an open mic after, just to see if they got what it takes, and then that's how they get it going, And then even the guys was just like, oh, that's actually not a bad idea. And I said, yeah. So I said,
it's
look,
worked over here.
Yeah, clearly,
I love Stefano and just everything he's done with Newport Richie. Like,
oh yeah, he's
good example. Somebody's like, if you will build it, they will come.
Oh yes,
and like. Honestly, as somebody that wants to do stand-up, you almost want to have to build your local scene. If you really are serious about stand-up, the more you build your scene, the more mics you get to do, the more time you get.
Easily, yeah. Oh yeah, and because Stefano, he did. I mean, Ordnance One's like his spot.
Yeah.
But he branched out, did a couple like the.
I think I did all of them. I did Drunken Monkey. I did
Drunken
Craft
Monkey
Kitchen, or what was the other one? Crafty Brew.
Crafty Brew was my favorite.
Yeah.
That was in Palm Harbor.
I think that was the one where I saw you had your best set.
All of us killed it there.
I remembered you had that was where
dude, you
had your energy and people were loving it, and
man, and then they fucking shut down a couple weeks later because Stefano told me, I guess there's a girl there that also did like trivia, but she got really jealous because of how well the comedy was doing, but she wanted to do open mics, and Stefano's like, you're not a comic, like why do you want to do open mics if you're not a comic? And then I guess something happened with the ownership. They sold it, and I was very depressed when that shit went under. Snappers is also one of my favorite places too. It's just hard for the open mics because they started charging comedians.
They charge, and you're already going to pay for food and drinks while you're there. It's weird because they would make more money off food and drinks just letting people come in for free.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Some people just don't think it out quite well enough.
Nah, I don't know.
I wish Side Splitters would do theirs more consistently, but sometimes there's just too many good comics they try to fit in on a weekend. And
well, I mean, the Side Splitters in Wesley Chapel, they do on the Fridays, right? They'll do it after like a feature.
Yeah,
on like 9
but
o'clock.
not every Friday. And some Fridays, like we'll have like a good headliner come in, and like the people will stay from that show. Because we've had, I think one time we had a crowd of over 100 in that room for an open mic. And it was so great.
Yeah.
We very rarely get this.
Is it once a month that they do in Wesley Chapel?
It's inconsistent. I mean, like last weekend they did one Friday night in Wesley Chapel, and then 2 days later on Sunday they decided to do one there again.
So there's one tonight. So like I'm not sure what the list is like. So if I were to like say if I were to show up and I can say, look, if there's,
I don't think there is an open mic tonight actually. Oh. I gotta check on that. I don't believe there is.
Because I was gonna say like if there was, like I would be like, yeah, I'll come up.
You have to sign up. See, this is what,
yeah,
and
it's weird. It's weird.
So I work for Side Splitters, and how I get on their open mics is I check their website once a week.
Oh, I don't know.
No one even tells me when they're coming up. I have to. I'm just like everybody. So I'm trying to get in a better habit of letting all my buddies know, like when I see a new mic come up, be like, hey, sign up now. Because the best thing you can do is just if you see one's open, just go ahead and email and try to sign up. Even if it's 3 months out and you can't make it later, at least you're on the list. In the future, one day you might be like, oh, cool, I'm there. I can do it now. But it's tough. I mean, I miss like the Sunday ones are hard for me because I don't like going out Sunday nights. That's like
I respect that.
I work my shift in Wesley Chapel.
That's your Sabbath.
Yeah. But if I was doing like a paid gig on a Sunday, I would kill to do it. But that's how funny that works. But yeah.
Frank said balls are yummy.
There you go, Frank. Yep.
They are pretty good, man.
Meatballs and
a lot of teabagging.
Yep.
Teabagging is pretty fucking hilarious.
It's gonna make a comeback.
Teabagging will make a comeback because I mean, well, teabagging was popular from Halo, and but also popular, you know, with the youth, the white youth of America. Male youth of America.
I was just old enough. Like teabagging was popular like mid college for me, so I got away from most of it.
Yeah, I always keep on forgetting that you're like quite a bit older than I am because
you're in your 20s still.
I'll be 30 in like
just based off of how old you described you were when the N64 came out. I'm like, damn, he's in his 20s still.
Yeah. I'll be 30. What is it? April? I mean now.
Wow.
Well, were we in March? April?
I think we're in March.
Yeah. So like 3-4 months. So
yeah.
And you're 36.
Yeah.
So is that everyone in your family look young, or is it just the?
Yeah.
That's
my
cool,
parents are in their mid 70s.
Oh no shit.
They look like maybe they're about to retire.
I other than my beard, I have a baby face still and my gray hair too. But my parents, they're in their late 60s. Yeah. They look pretty good for their age too, man. Yeah. And we got pretty young looking people in our family. Other than like the gray hair, but like it's kind of like Anderson Cooper, like they got like the snow white hair, but like younger faces, but we just don't.
A lot of comedians are like that.
We don't drink baby blood.
There's the comedians go either way. They either look super young for their age, and then there's like some that are like 21 that you thought were like 40, and it's like whoa.
Tim Dillon looks pretty old for his age. I think he's like your age actually.
I think we're right back to back there. I think I might be a little older than him.
Probably.
Maybe. I forgot. But yeah, he grew up at that time. Speaking of like favorite artists, like out of nowhere, my favorite rapper is Kendrick Lamar because I think he was born within a couple months of me, and just like he gets the generation.
There you go. I say my favorite rapper. Oh shit. Tough one, man. I probably have to choose a mixture. I mean, call me based like Tupac or I like Kid Cudi.
Yeah,
I think Kid Cudi's great too, man. Yeah, he was super popular when I was like in 12th grade.
That's the time. Yeah, you were. He was. Yeah, that would have been a good time.
Yeah,
he was good, and he got sad, but I hope he gets happy again.
Dude, and all of this shit was
depressing,
sad,
but
man.
profound.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need sad people to make sad shit that's good.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of with actually, I had a good talk with this with another comedian as well, because there are some people think that if you're to only be a comedian, you have to have a tragic, dark past. I don't believe that. I mean, like, sure, a lot of them do use their tragic, the tragedies, darkness or whatever. But I mean, there are people that are just naturally hilarious.
They're just naturally funny, and they're great writers. If every comedian was like had a dark underbelly, it would just it would be too much.
I couldn't do it. I'd be like, I can't deal with you guys right now. Like this is man. I mean, I don't know. Like trust me, I've talked very dark, like people who I know they've had really fucked up past, but I sat down and talked with them, and they vented, which is cool, man. I'm like, look, if you need a friend to talk to, I'm here. Fucking hell, dude. How long have we going for now?
I don't even know.
I've lost track of time. This has been fun.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. A lady did a dab on an emoji.
Oh, nice. I wonder if she's doing like a weed dab too.
I was looking through your shorts and I saw you were live. Thank you for tuning in, Fotea Andre. Yeah, he's got a beard.
Yeah.
I like beards.
Beards are good.
Hell yeah. Anyway, dude, I think we can cut it, man. This has been a lot of fun, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, thank you so much for coming on.
Awesome,
dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
feel free to have me again anytime. And
hey man, you want to drop in your? I mean, I got your socials right
there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Corey Hillyard on Instagram. If you're in the Tampa area, come check us out at Side Splitters Wesley Chapel. I do tickets there and sound. I've done a couple guest spots, and I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll be doing hosting quite a bit. So that's the plan, is to be hosting there by the end of the year. So.
I do whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, I'll get him to do it more too.
Yeah, he will.
One day we'll get him at Side Splitters too.
Yeah,
We'll
I need to rock. I need to play all the major clubs, and I got one more left, and it's West Chapel Side Squirters.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we love you. Someone that dared us to kiss each other. What do you say, Corey?
We'll turn the cameras off and we'll just do audio. Yeah. All right.